from Detroit, Michigan, USA. In My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Welcome to another episode of the In My House Techno Music Show. I am your host, T. Carlita, and this week I am super excited to bring to you an exclusive interview with the collaborative group called The Paradox, which is comprised of Jeff Mills and Jean-Phi Dary on Paris. They released a new album called Counteractive, and I'm going to play my favorite song from the Counteractive album called Super Solid. And I was very honored to have a phone interview with both of these gentlemen, and they're going to talk about how they formed the Paradox and what went into creating their newest collaboration called Counteractive. But before we get into that interview, you know I got to give you some new music alerts. Yes, there's a lot of new music, but I'm going to highlight two today. Because it's so much new music, and I'm trying to bring you as much of it as I can, as often as I can, and producers keep sending it because I'm gonna play it. If I don't play it right here, it's definitely going on the radio show, and I am super excited about the radio show too. Thank you to everyone who tunes in from all over the world, and I hope that you enjoy the music that I picked to play in the rotations, and I'll be doing more things with the radio show on my Facebook page as well. So first up, for the new music alerts, there's Cody Currie and Thabo. I think I'm saying it right. I'm not for sure exactly. I hope I'm saying it right, but that's who they are. Cody Currie is on the Toy Tonics, and it's called Moves EP. So I'm gonna play something off of that. And then Thabo, I'm gonna play something from his Home Again EP. So this is T. Carlita for the In My House Techno Music Show, and welcome to the show. And as I said, I'm super excited to bring to you my one-on-one phone interview with The Paradox, featuring Jeff Mills and Jean-Phi Dary on Paris. So this is T. Carlita for the In My House Techno Music Show.
You are In My House, hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played. hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabree, encouraging all taxpayers to please take advantage of the several payment options available.
You can pay online by visiting the Wayne County Treasurer's Office website. Paying online is easy and convenient.
You can also download the mobile app and pay with your smartphone.
You can pay at one of 70 kiosks located throughout Wayne County.
And yes, you can always still send in your payments using the U.S. Postal Service.
If you have to visit our office in person, you must make an appointment by going to treasurer.waynecounty.com. It only takes a few minutes. Facial covering or mask is required and social distancing is observed. Your health and safety is very important to us. You can also email our office at taxinfo@waynecounty.com or call us at 313-224-5990.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected,
All right, that's enough of the new music alerts. Let's get on with why you are here today. The one-on-one interview with The Paradox featuring Jeff Mills and Jean-Phi Dary on Paris. And this is my phone interview with them as they talk about The Paradox and how they put it all together. So without further ado, here is my interview via the phone with The Paradox. This is T. Carlita for the In My House Techno Music Show. How did you guys meet?
Oh, we met on the duo Tony Allen and Jeff Mills.
Okay. And what project, and around about what time was that? What era was that? Kind of recent?
That was what, maybe about almost 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, about 3 years ago in Paris.
Paris, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so, Tony. Yeah, I'm sorry. Just to get a little bit more about me. Tony was well. I had heard that they had rented out that Tony had rented out a studio, and he was just, I guess, just open for musicians that were in Paris to just maybe come by to, just to jam, just to see what could happen. And my agent at the time told me that if I wanted to, maybe I could go by and meet Tony Allen. So I said, yeah, I mean, I really was just wanting to go by just to meet him. And then, I started thinking that maybe, we're going to make some music. So let me start coming up with something that might be able to kind of speak to Tony and what he was, what he's known for. So we met that way, and actually, I met Jean-Phi on the second session. The first session was with another a musician, and a really talented guy. But I had problems with kind of communicating with him. So I'm sorry, my phone is ringing.
It's okay.
And suggested to Tony that maybe if he knows someone else that could work. So it was actually the second meeting, not the first, that I met Jean-Phi for the first time.
Nice. So how did you, so you met kind of recent, it sounds like. So how did the idea come about to create the group? How did you guys come up with the idea, hey, let's get together, let's do The Paradox, and how did that part come about?
It came gradually from playing together for Tony Allen and the project that we had. And it just came, I think, over time. It just gradually developed from one sound check to another sound check to a rehearsal to a point that we both thought, okay, we should really go into the studio to record some of these ideas that we were messing around with. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Jean-Phi, you have something you wanted to add to that too?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. We had so much fun on stage. I mean, during the shows and during the sound checks, and it was so fluently to play the music together. So we say, okay, let's go do that in the studio.
Okay, so now I know both of you. I've been knowing Jeff's career since Jeff's career started. Jean-Phi, I looked you up a little bit, and I'm like, wow, you're a brilliant mind as well. So I know both of you are perfectionists. So let's take one of those studio moments when the paradox really happened, where there was like maybe one of you didn't agree on something. How did you work through some things? Maybe Jeff hit a wrong note, Jean-Phi. Would he ever hit a wrong note?
I always do that.
Like, no, seriously. Tell me, take us into a studio session. Like, really tell us about a day when you guys were just doing your thing and it was like, dang, are we ever going to get this done? Because I know you guys are very perfect. You're perfect at what you do. So how did you work through the twerks and the quirks? Give us an example.
You know, we I don't know how to explain. You know, when the vibes is there, it seems so easy.
Okay.
You know, it's not music is not so complicated if we speak the same language, so
yeah, I mean you just it's I mean there's no difficulties anywhere. I mean we both know what we're doing. We know why we're there. You know, we know what we like to achieve, and so it's very easy. And we just bring equipment. Maybe the important thing is to at least to work with the studio engineer to get a good balance on everything. But I mean the setup is quick, and then we just talk a little bit and then begin to play, and then one thing leads to another, and we make something, we stop, we take a break, we talk, we eat something, I don't know, just it's a very casual process, and and it's not like we're on the clock and we got 20 minutes left and stuff like that, and it's very very easy, and we both understand that we're just communicating how we feel through the instruments that we have. So no, there's no difficulty. I mean, there would be some difficulties if, say, for instance, I was using computer. If I were using a type of pulse where Jean-Phi had to play to it, and he had to kind of compromise what he was doing. But in this case, we can both be as free as we want to be. So
because you're using native instruments, correct?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we're using. I'm using electronic instruments, but I play them in a very acoustic way.
Got you.
And Jean-Phi is just playing, whatever he feels. So, and I can adapt to it, and he can adapt to what I'm doing. So it's very loose, very free, and you just with that, then chances are great that you're going to come up with something that you're both comfortable with.
Right. So how do you come up with titling your tracks? Like, first of all, I will say I have listened to it several times. Several times. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful body of work. My favorite though is Super Solid. The name is just strong, and it is like, man, it just takes you on this, like, it's hard to, your stuff is always so hard to describe, Jeff. Whatever you do, it's just like, it takes you so many different places. It's like feel goods, and it's like, wow. So how do you come up with naming the tracks after you make them?
Jean-Phi, I guess he can. It's just based on feel. What does it feel like? And and in that case of Super Solid, it was. I mean, we could kind of tell from the very beginning. I mean, even it was tight. I mean as we got into the track, we really began to understand, more what we had done, and it was just a matter of just sweetening up the sound and getting the right balance. But the track was basically written in almost like one recording.
Wow.
Yeah. The vibe was there already. That we were, like Jeff said, we were talking, if I remember, we were in Ferber in Paris, in Studio Ferber, and we were talking about disco time, and so the vibes of the disco. So to me, it was like the 70s, 80s in south of France, and there were difficulties to come inside the clubs because people didn't want us to come in the clubs. So we organized our parties, and so it was this kind of souvenir, and there was something rough to me, like, okay, you cannot come in the club, but I want to play the music you play in your club, so one day you're gonna come in my club and maybe listen my music. So there's something like that. I mean, in my feeling, you know.
I got you. Nice. So what made you guys? Well, who decided to start with The Residents as the first track to come out? Because that's like third, kind of halfway in the middle of the listing. So The Resident is the one that's being played, and that's the chosen one to start off with, correct?
Well, it depends on which format.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I made a different arrangement for digital, different arrangement for vinyl, digital, you know. So
got you.
But that's an interesting track. I mean, actually I had made the drum patterns, and Jean-Phi recorded all the keyboard parts in his studio.
Got you.
So the drum patterns were kind of like, it was like a solo. I was just on the drum machine and just playing like a solo, and then and it was just there in the recordings that we made it. So and that's not the first track where the drums were made first. I think there's another track where the drums were actually a solo, and then keyboards were then put on top of it. So Jean-Phi wasn't there in the studio at all. I was just soloing, like, you know, if I were in a jazz band and it was given to me and I got 2 minutes to solo, it was pretty much like that. So
had your own little private jam session. That's what's up. That's cool. So what do you want? This is an interesting question, I think. What do you want the listeners to learn from this project? Because I know music is educational. Music has meaning. Music has a purpose. And I know, Jeff, you don't make anything without some kind of thought process to it. At least that's what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Stop me at any moment if I say something wrong. So what do you want your listeners to learn from this particular project?
Jean-Phi?
Maybe freedom.
Okay.
I mean, learn. No, I don't want to people think that I want to give lessons, but if there's something to learn for me in this project, it's that it's possible to be free. It's possible to have an artistic way of seeing with freedom. We don't have to stay in the business point of view. You know what I mean?
Yes. Just live your life, enjoy life, live.
Yeah, and create with freedom, and not create for business or for this or for that, or lock yourself, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
And another thing, I mean, I guess more on the technical side, I mean, these tracks, this album were, I mean, almost every second of every track was treated with special care. So the intricacies of what you hear in these tracks, everything was manicured. In terms of level, balance, EQ. So, I mean, and we did this because we know that people are going to be listening very closely to it.
Right.
So, I mean, breaks and just the balance between instruments and everything was cared for, because each track needed to have a certain feel to it. So Super Solid needed to be warm, but it also needed, to make you dance. It needed parts where Jean-Phi could be free to solo, but not take the track away, that you lose your place, if you're moving to it. And the length of solos, the amount of patterns, everything was pretty much manicured in the post, so that when you listen to it, when you put the needle on the record, when the first couple of minutes, all those things were really thought about over a period of months, and in the process of mixing it down. So the tracks, we hope sound good, but we also hope that they feel good as well. So to the point that you really want to play these tracks, and you really want to listen to them, and you don't get tired of hearing it over and over and over and over and over again. So I think that's one of the keys, for this album.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri, encouraging all taxpayers to please take advantage of the several payment options available. If you have to visit our office in person, you must make an appointment by going to treasurer.waynecounty.com. It only takes a few minutes. Facial covering or mask is required, and social distancing is observed. You can also email our office at taxinfo@waynecounty.com or call us at 313-224-5990.
In My House Radio, online 24/7. Featuring only the best techno and house music. And be sure to tune in for Sunday Inspiration, every Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get connected, www.inmyhouse65.com.
You are In My House, hosted by T. Carlito, where the true stories are told and great music is played.
Jeff, you've been in business for a very long time. I've been, like I said, I've been following you since you were knee high to a desktop. I think you're almost as tall as one of those little bar stools when you first got started. I heard that story, but what keeps you motivated, and and Jean-Phi, this is the same for you too, but we'll start with Jeff first. What keeps you guys motivated to keep producing music, like on so many levels? Like Jeff, you go to Access and you've done, oh my God, it's like unbelievable, all of the different forms that you've created. But what keeps you motivated after all these years? You are like banging out so much stuff, like hardest working man in the business. How do you do it?
Well, I mean, it's just, I mean, I think the most important, vital thing that attracted me to music when I was a kid is still there. It still burns, I mean, intimately, when I'm in my studio and I'm sitting down and I'm making music, that has never changed. So, the business, all these things changes, the travel, the DJing, all those things have changed. But when I sit down and I'm in the studio, it could be 1985. It's still the same feeling, and it has endured all these decades, and it has nothing to do with other people. It's just me and what I'm doing at that moment. That it's like a ritual that I'm doing all the time, almost every day, and it's not a pressure thing. It's not, I never ever felt that I needed to be in the studio, or it's just something that I love to do. It's got nothing to do with anyone, really. I mean, if I weren't releasing music, I think I'd still be in the studio just recording, trying to get ideas out, and so because of that, I think it's kind of protected, to make music, to spend an hour or 2 or 3 hours or all day or all night has very little. I mean, it of course is connected to releasing music. But right. the art form of just creating something from nothing is a very personal thing. So I I don't have to tell anyone about it. I don't have to explain it. I don't have to show anyone what I did. It's not a contest, so there's nothing to win. And I keep it private. No one other than my wife has seen my studio.
Okay.
And that's it. And I just I keep it simple, and that's I think that might be part of the way I can produce so much, you know.
Got you. What about you, Jean-Phi?
Oh, you know, it's really close to Jeff. The thing is that I'm not in the business the way Jeff is. I hope I will be one day.
Don't we all?
No, you don't.
That sounds good, right, Jeff? To the outsider looking in, huh?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but for sure, Jeff is bringing me to this part, to this level. So I thank him for that, because it's it's a mark of confidence. I mean, he trusts me, so that gives me more confidence in my work. But I'm like Jeff, you know, I have bunch of tracks in my computers. I've been, you know, I always been doing music since I'm a kid. So I don't know how many tracks in my computer right now. And it's the same. So my wife, my kids, they know my studio, not so many people. So it's really private. And every day I wake up and I say, okay, today is gonna be a good day because I'm gonna do music. So working my piano, playing with my bass, you know, singing, recording all that stuff. And for now, everything is still in my computer. But you know, it's like Jeff said, it's not a contest. It's not even for people. I mean, I have tracks, even my wife don't know them, because I did that. For me, it was just fun to try to see if I could play, I mean, maybe Beethoven, just one licks of Beethoven, and try if I can put it on an Afrobeat drums. You know, it's just for fun, you know. Then you do a track, then okay, it's okay. But yeah, it's for me, you know.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. And I think that keeps your mental balance too, because you get a chance to, like, not, like you said, keep it simple, not no pressure, but you find little pieces that, hey, wait a minute, I might pull that back later, right?
Yeah. I mean, well, think of it like this. I think the more that you exhaust, you know, the more ideas that you exhaust, I think, you know, the way it works is that you have more peace and closure with, you know, you're not walking around with this idea, then you're trying to find, you know, if you have a way to exhaust and to extract the idea, and the more that you exhaust and the more that you extract out and translate to music, you actually feel a different sense of freedom, I think, you know.
Right.
Like what Jean-Phi said, I mean, you know, you have a way to be able to express yourself, and it's there whenever you want to. When you don't want to do it, you know, it's no big deal because nobody knows.
Right.
If you want to explore classical music, if you want to explore this, you just do it, and you don't have to. You know, it's not news for the world. You know, you just you're allowed to make mistakes. You fix things. You don't finish things. You just so. You know, like maybe it's the same with Jean-Phi, but the majority of the music that I make is never released. It's not for public consumption. It's just for me to listen to. So, and from listening to that, it gives me other ideas, and then hopefully I can accumulate those ideas to something that would be good enough to release to the public.
That's awesome. So, Jeff, I'm going to take you back in time for a second. I know you don't like to go back too far, but I got to take you back just a minute. Jean-Phi, forgive me, but I got to do this. So I'm just going to, I got to just say this one thing, Jeff, and I want to hear your response to it. X102.
X102. They're in the same.
So let's journey back in time to the X102 days. Is that where you first got into your sci-fi thing or
conceptual music?
Yeah, was that part of that?
I think that was the first real album where I went to the library and got books and sat down and highlighted the important things and then explained that to other people, to Mike and to Rob, and then we came out with a plan of who would tackle which moon or which part of the planet. I mean, it was, to approach it in a very academic way. That was really the first time to do that.
Okay, I heard that was like supposedly one of your most adventurous times of life, huh?
No. I've had many times before then in a different, I was the wizard on the radio, so.
Oh yeah.
24 hours a day. I was, knee deep in it. So I've had some incredible experiences with all that. And
yes, you have.
And by the time, Mike and I had got together, I was used to adventure. So,
okay.
So I was, I was kind of, ready for any and everything. I mean, traveling and, music, and just extreme situations. I was in the band Final Cut, and we had, I was kind of, schooled and educated in a very unique way, I think.
Okay.
Because Detroit is, not to make a long story of this, but Detroit is very rich in music. We all know that.
Yes.
But there are a lot of things that happen in Detroit that aren't really recognized by the larger public. A lot of things that happen, a lot of relationships that happen, and I have, for some reason, I was always not too far from all this stuff happening, So by the time it was time for me to go to Europe, I was ready and knew I had plan B, plan C, plan D, all those things. So yeah.
That's awesome. So Jean-Phi, when the time came, it's like, okay, you and Jeff, you're going to get together and collaborate. Were you nervous? Because I know you knew Jeff, who Jeff is, and you're like, me, Jeff Mills? Tell me how you felt about that. Like, you're going to work with Jeff Mills, man. How did that make you feel? Like, what did you think at first?
Wow.
How do you think I felt when I was going to do this interview? Wow, right. So I know how you felt, but I want to hear your version of it. I know mine. What's yours?
The story is so funny somewhere, because I've been working with Tony for maybe 20 years, Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about 20 years now. And even that was wow, because when Tony called me to come and play with him, I was already fan of the Afrobeat drumming, and in my head I say, yeah, maybe I will try to work with this kind of guys, these guys from Nigeria, they know Afrobeat, this is the music I love, and so maybe one day we could do some kind of electronic Afrobeats, and and Tony brings me to Jeff. So maybe I was 15 when I saw that we could mix electronic music and Afrobeat.
Yeah, but you have a long career. With Peter Gabriel and
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been lucky to meet all these guys and to work with all those guys. Guys like Papa Wemba and
yeah.
So I always been in mixed music. African mixed with something else.
Okay. Okay.
Kawamba was like pop. I mean, the English pop, the Peter Gabriel mixed with the African Congolese, the rumba Congolese, you know, the music from Kinshasa, and so that was already a mix. And in my head somewhere, I always wanted to mix Afrobeat and electronic music, and I didn't really know how to do that, but I was feeling something like that, you know. And so when Tony told me to come and meet Jeff to see if I can play in that project, I was wow. And when I met Jeff at this session, it was like we already met before. We just shake hands, set up, and start to play music. And maybe 2 weeks after, we were in the studio recording the album.
Wow, that's what they say, and the rest is history, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, guys, I am so grateful to you both taking time out of your schedules to just spend a little time with me and allowing me this opportunity to talk to you both. The album is phenomenal. Jeff, that Resident, your alternative mix, man, wow. It was like, wow. It's like, I'm like, everything you do, it's like, wow. But my number one is still super solid. That one is just banging to my life right now.
Oh, great.
In the midst of COVID right now, guys, like, I'm so grateful that you guys are making such wonderful music, and you're taking us back to the origination of music. Like, this is jazz, this is funk, this is like everything all put together. It's universal, and it's what music is supposed to be. And I really appreciate you guys so very much, and always wish you the best. Is there anything that you would like to share with the fans, to your listeners, to your audience? Anything that you'd like to say in your final words?
Well, yeah. I mean, we really appreciate all the support that we've gotten so far. I mean, the album is just out, but the response is wonderful. So we're really happy that people are really listening to the music, and this is the first. You know, there's another album to come. So we'll start on that soon, and and we hope to come. To travel, to tour, to play it live.
Yeah, I really hope we get to travel soon. Yeah. And see you guys do your thing on stage. Anything you'd like to say, Jean-Phi?
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. That's my little bit of French now. I said I was gonna behave and stay English, but I had to do a little bit of French, just a little bit. So
next time when you come in Paris.
Yeah, I gotta come to Paris. Besides the airport, from exchange to somewhere else. So
I'm not so far from the airport, so.
Oh, so next time I have a hangover, I'll come hang out with you then.
I hope so.
I'll be so happy to do that. Well, guys, thank you so very much. I am truly honored. It's a blessing. Jeff, yes. You are always homeboy Detroit to us.
Yeah, that's right. I miss the home,
Yeah, they just canceled the movement again for this year, so.
Yeah, it's probably safer.
It's for best. Yes. Yeah. So you guys continue to be safe. And you have my 100% plus support always, and I'm going to always be listening out for you guys. And I can't wait for I'm already geeked about this one. I know there's another one coming. I'm like, yay. So thank you again, guys. You guys continue to be safe. Continue to make that free music that gives us life. It's giving us life right now.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys.
Okay. All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. Well, that concludes this week's episode of the In My House Techno Music Show. I am your host, T. Carlita, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. And again, thank you, Jeff Mills and Jean-Phi Dary for that phone interview. And I wish you much success with all of the works that you're doing. And Jeff, you know, you, like I said, you homeboy from Detroit. We love you forever, and just keep doing what you're doing. And it's a lot of good work coming up on the Axis label. Shout out to Orlando Voorn, the Netherlands. He just did something on the Axis record label as well. And hopefully I'll get that new release and I'll be able to share that on one of the new music alerts as well. So until next time, this is T. Carlita for the In My House Techno Music Show. And be sure you tune in 24/7 to the In My House radio show for good music. See you next time.
hosted by T. Carlita, where the true stories are told and great music is